Hey there, everyone. It's been a while since I last posted a video, and of course, thanks for your patience and support. And I've been seeing that the channel, of course, my channel has been growing for at least maximum number of 5 subscribers per month, which is a huge milestone for someone who's been posting a video at least 1 or 2 videos, um, in a monthly basis since I've been having a very hectic schedule. But anyways, let's get into it. Reading passage 3, the follow-up of the reading passage 2, which we had last time about European transport system. But however, for here we have psychology of innovation, which is opinion-based, and you can see that we have multiple choice questions and some sort of classifications, ending with yes or no given questions as well. Then, as a sort of explanation, I just really want to mention that when it comes to multiple choice questions, you can just basically, it's not necessarily recommended to look at the answers. Just pay attention to the questions. For example, in here it's $1 million quartet, which is 4. James wants to suggest that he and Francis Crick won. Francis Crick won the race. So 2 people basically won the race because there has to be a reason. The writer mentions competitions on breakfast cereal packets as an example of how to. So competitions on breakfast cereal packets as an example on how to. We have 2 things. And finally, last paragraph, the writer suggests that it is important for employees too. All right, there we go. So for the multiple choice questions, let's just see what we can do. Innovation is a key to business survival, and companies put substantial resources into inspiring employees to develop new ideas. There are, nevertheless, people working in luxurious state-of-the-art centers designed to stimulate innovation who find that their environment doesn't make them feel at all creative. And there are those who don't have a budget or much space, but who innovate successfully. For Robert, somewhat B. Cialdini, it's in Italian language, professor of psychology at Arizona State University. One reason that companies don't succeed as often as they should is that innovation starts with recruitment. I'm gonna highlight that because maybe I could find somewhere some answers of classifications yes or no given questions. But of course, once again, for the video purposes, we're gonna go one after another. Research shows that the fit between an employee's values and company's values makes a difference to what contribution they make and whether 2 years after they join, they're still at the company. Studies at Harvard Business School show that although some individuals may be more creative than others, almost every individual can be creative in right circumstances. And one of the most famous photographs in the story of rock and roll emphasizes Cialdini's views. In 1956, picture of singers Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, and Jerry Lee Lewis jamming at a piano. $1 Million Quartet. Okay. $1 Million Quartet. We can see that I already discovered the word. So jamming at a piano in Sun's. So I want to say where is that? So I want to say jamming at a piano in Sundays. In Sun Studios in Memphis tells a hidden story, a story that we don't really know. As Sun's $1 Million Quartet, there we go, could have been a quantet, something that is number 4, something that is 4 can become 5. Missing from the picture is Roy Orbison, a greater natural singer than Lewis, Perkins, or Cash. Sam Phillips, who owned Sun, wanted to revolutionize popular music with songs that fuse black and white music and country and blues. Presley, Cash, Perkins, and Lewis instinctively understood Phillips' ambition and believed on it. Orbison wasn't inspired by the goal and only ever achieved 1 hit with the Sun label. The options are recognizing a talent, somewhat of a close recognizing a talent. He had him because he had an ambition. So the Roy Orbison and Phillips had an ambition and they believed on it. Working as a team, they however having shared a having a shared objective, having a shared goal, having a shared objective, because the word $1 million quartet could have been quanted, but it couldn't happen just because Orbison wasn't inspired by the goal and only ever achieved one hit with some label. Why being an effective leader is not suitable? Because there's nothing about the leading something and working as a team as well. Similarly, that wouldn't necessarily be the right answer. So James Watson suggests that he and Francis Crick won the race to discover DNA code. I just really want to find DNA code, and if I just skim through real quickly, we have a DNA code over here. And however, when I'm gonna read the whole sentence just to get the grasp of it. Cialdini believes that this follow the leader syndrome is dangerous, not least because it encourages bosses to go it alone. It's a really nice phrase over here. It's been scientifically proven that 3 people will be better than one at solving problems, even if that one person is the smartest person in the field. To prove his point, Cialdini cites an interview with molecular biologist James Watson. And Watson, together with Francis Crick, discovered the structure of DNA, the genetic information carrier of all living organisms. When asked how they had cracked the code and ahead of any array of highly accomplished rival investigators, he said something that stunned me. He said he and Crick had succeeded because they were aware that they weren't the most intelligent of the scientists pursuing the answers. The smartest scientist was called Rosalind Franklin, who Watson said was so intelligent she rarely sought advice. Were conscious of their own limitations. I'm gonna choose that. Brought complementary skills to the partnership. No, it's not mentioning about any important skills to work together. Were determined to outperform their brighter rivals. They were not determined to outperform because they had a very limited. They said that they weren't the most intelligent scientists of the pursuing for the answers. Encourage each other to realize their joint ambition. No, there's nothing about pushing someone, motivating or inspiring someone to get the answer. So yeah, option A is the answer. The writer mentions competitions on breakfast cereals packets as an example of how to. So yeah, let's see. On how to what? All right. How to. Did we get? So we know the multiple choice questions, they follow the order, right? So that's the thing that's really interests me. So yeah, let's see. Once again, the writer mentions blah blah blah. Okay. Teamwork taps. Where does it say? Breakfast cereal packets. Breakfast cereal packets. We just want to find that. Breakfast cereal packets. I want to see if we had something forward. Can we find it here? Let's writing, visualizing, prototyping can stimulate the flow of new ideas. Cialdini cites scores of research papers and historical events that prove that even something as simple as writing deepens every individual's engagements in the project. I'm gonna take that. It is, he says, the reason why all these competitions on breakfast cereal packets encouraged us to write and say in no more than 10 words, I like Kellogg's cornflakes because the very act of writing makes us more likely to believe it. So once again, so Cialdini says cites scores of research papers and historical events that prove that even something as simple as writing deepens every individual's engagement in this project. It is, he says, that the reason why all these competitions on breakfast cereal packets encourage us to write and saying in no more than 10 words, I like Kellogg's cornflakes, because the very act of writing makes us more likely to believe it. Inspiring creative thinking, generating concise writing. No. Promote loyalty to a group, strengthen commitment to an idea. Is it? Strengthen is deepen. Commitment is to engage in. So I think that's probably the answer is D, because it kind of deepens it kind of strengthens a person's engagement to a particular goal. So that's probably the answer that would be. In the last paragraph, the writer says that it is important for employees to. The last paragraph. Many theorists believe the ideal boss should lead from behind, taking pride in collective accomplishment and giving credit where it is due. Cialdini says leaders should encourage everyone to contribute and simultaneously assure all concerned that every recommendation is important to making right decisions. To make right decisions, okay, and will be given full attention. The frustrating thing about innovation is that there are many approaches but no magic formula. However, a manager who wants to create a truly innovative culture can make their job a lot easier by recognizing these psychological realities. Be aware of have respect for their courses, understand why certain management decisions are made, feel that their contributions are valued. And option number B is the most suitable answer. So in the last paragraph, leaders, so they're saying leaders should, so there we go, leaders should encourage everyone to contribute simultaneously, assure all concerned that every recommendation is important to make the right decision and will be given full attention. So yeah, now let's go for the classification now. All right, employees whose values whose values match those of their employees are more likely to. Okay, so for the employees whose values match those of their employers are more likely to take chances, share their ideas, become competitive, get promotion, avoid risk, ignore their studies, ignore their duties, remain in their jobs. All right, matching. So we had paragraph 2 here. We had research. We had a research so that the fit between an employee's values and companies makes a difference to what contribution they make and whether 2 years after they join, they're still at the company. Right? This means that the value of fit has an influence on whether employees remain in their jobs or not. So what is the answer? Remain on their jobs. So that's the suitable answer there. Just want to take that and give it a bold color. There we go. But let me just take this as a different color, because of course we're in a different questions and we want to make something very fancy. At times of change, people tend to I remember that when things change, we are hardwired to play it safe. Hardwired means we are programmed. This means that when there are changes, people will, of course, avoid risks. At times of change, people tend to avoid risks. Right? So I take that. Okay, we did that, and of course we're going to remove G as well. Similarly, what we're going to do at times of it, people tend to ignore risks. I'm going to take E. Right, there we go. If people are aware of what they might lose, they will often what they might lose. If people are aware of what they might lose, Oh, they should. So, what do we have? Studies show that we invariably take more gambles when threatened with a loss than when offered a reward. That means that when people lose, when someone loses, they tend to take chances. Take more gambles means to take more chances. So gambling, one of that, take more chances. Right? So I think that's option A would be most suitable. All right, I'm gonna take that, and yeah, on the way people are aware of what they might lose. Okay, people are working under a dominant boss are liable to. We have a people working under a dominant boss. We have captainities. It's pretty quick to find here. Leadership as well. Authority doesn't have to inhibit innovation, but it often does. The wrong kind of leadership will lead to what Children's calls captainities, the regrettable tendency of team members to opt out of team responsibilities that are properly theirs. He calls it captainities because he says crew members of multi-pilot aircraft exhibit a sometimes deadly passivity when the flight captain makes a clearly wrong-headed decision. Okay, this is probably is like it's like workers tend to laugh at a leader when they make a mistake, because of course leader shouldn't. I mean, many people think that the leader shouldn't make mistakes, but of course we all know that people make mistakes, and that's how we learn. Therefore, this behavior is not, he says, unique to their air travel, but can happen in any workplace where the leader is overbearing. Overbearing is dominant. Become competitive, ignore their duties. So basically, this means that people working under an overbearing boss tend to be more passive. In other words, they are liable to ignore their duties. So liable means can happen. Liable to means can happen to. So okay, I just want to say I just want to take that as an F here. What? So the liable to. So there's a synonyms playing here. And finally, number 35. Employees working on in organizations with few rules are more likely to. I just want to make this one as bolder as well. Employees working in any organizations. At the other hand of the scale, 1980s Memphis Design Collective, a group of young designers for whom the only rule was that there was no rules. Okay, and the environment encouraged a free interchange of ideas, which led to more creativity with form, function, color, and materials that revolutionized the attitudes of furniture design. Okay, share means we had to share their ideas. They had shared their ideas. What happened? The environment encouraged a free interchange of ideas. A free interchange of ideas means they exchanged with their ideas. Interchange is change. Exchange is just pretty much the same. I just want to take B as well. So there we go. All right, now for the number 36. The physical surroundings in which a person works play a key. The physical surroundings in which a person works play a key role in determining their creativity. It was in the paragraph 1, I believe. So there are nevertheless people working in luxurious state-of-the-art centers designed to stimulate innovation who find that their environment doesn't make them feel at all creative. So the physical surrounding in which a person makes a clear role in determining their creativity. No, that's the completely opposite. So to take that, there we go, and of course, we would like to highlight that. Most people have the potential to be creative. So remember, yes or no given questions are. They follow the order of the questions, so you don't really have to go back and forth. So most people have the potential to be creative. They have the potential to be creative. Do they have the potential to be creative? And we have read about it here. Let me just read it. All right. So okay, what do we have here? Although some individuals may be more creative than others, almost every individual can be creative in their right circumstances. Most people have the potential to be creative, yes. they have the chance to be creative. They have the chance to be creative. I want to take that as yellow as well because we changed. Teamwork best. So the physical surrounding. It was the physical surrounding. Was a keyword here. Plays a key role determining their creativity. This was the thing for us we wanted to underline. Highlight. Most people have the potential to be creative. Not all, but most. Teams work best when their members are of equally matched intelligence. We remember that we remember that it's somewhere around here. It was that equally matched intelligence. However, whether or not that teams work best when their members are equally matched intelligence. No, they're like mostly competitive. However, whether or not they work best when they have the kind of equal level of intellectuality is not pretty much not mentioned. So I'm just not gonna take further steps of waiting and searching for the answers because I know probably that it would be a not given. However, we will see that on the later stage. Of course, comment down if I make a mistake. It is easier for smaller companies to be innovative. As we read throughout the video, we never found anything about smaller companies. So I'm not gonna take the risk again. So it's not given. I'm just gonna do it real quickly. A manager's approval of an idea is more persuasive than than of a colleague. No. At the end of somewhere it was, where was it? So it was somewhere. Where I read it somewhere. We read it somewhere together. Where was it? Was it at the top? Okay, I guess. That's kind of pretty weird. Teamwork taps into one of the best basic drivers of human behavior. The principle of social proof is so pervasive that we don't even recognize it. Says, I'm sorry for the noise. Says Cialdini, if your project is being resisted, for example, by a group of veteran employees, ask another old-timer to speak up for it. Cialdini is not alone in advocating the strategy. Research shows that the peer power used horizontally, not vertically, is much more powerful than any boss's speech. That's a pretty interesting thing. Used not horizontal, not vertically. More powerful. So the answer is no. It's completely saying that it's saying that something that is a very different option. So there we go. All right, guys. So we've basically finished passage number 3, test number 1 of Cambridge 10. So yeah, it was pretty quick, I guess. So, however, in the future, I will of course try to make much more easier approach to tackle with reading questions for your examination. So just how to understand texts and pretty quickly skim and scan and find the text. Of course, skimming and scan is not usually helpful, but however, with someone who's been having a lot of practice and learning English for a very long time, I can definitely confidently say that it tremendously changes. So yeah. If you think that I haven't explained something much more coherently, please leave a comment section down below. And of course, I'll be very happy to come back with a let's say solution for your question or problem. And yeah, thank you very much for your support, guys. It means a lot for this channel. And yeah, have a wonderful time.